So today, we're going to dive into a really profound idea, that there's this incredible power inside every single one of us. But, and this is the big but, we're often the only thing standing in its way. So let's figure out how to unlock it. You know that feeling, right? Where it seems like the very things you're praying for, the things you want most, are being blocked. It's like there's some invisible wall keeping you from the health, the peace, the success you're after. It's a feeling almost everyone has had, this sense that what you want is just out of reach. But what if that wall isn't out there at all? And that right there, that's the heart of the problem. Most of us, we've been taught to look for help outside of ourselves. We send prayers up and out, sometimes into what feels like a total void. But here's the thing. We've been looking in completely the wrong direction. The real source of power isn't out there. And getting this requires a huge shift in how we see everything. So if the power isn't out there, then where in the world is it? Well, this is where things get really, really exciting. Let's totally shift our focus from searching around on the outside to finally recognizing what's on the inside. You know, the great spiritual teachers we're talking about, they might use different words for it. The subconscious, the source, the divine rhythm, but they are all, and I mean all, pointing to the exact same truth. There's an infinite, intelligent, and loving power that isn't separate from us. In fact, it is the very essence of who we are. Just think of it as this constant, benevolent flow that is always, and I mean always, available. And what Joel Goldsmith is really hammering home here is the now. This power, this kingdom of perfect wholeness, it's not something you have to earn or find later on. It is your true nature, right here, in this very moment. The job isn't to go out and create it. It's just to recognize it's already there. Dr. Dyer, well, he takes this a massive step further. He says we're not just connected to some faraway divine energy, we are that energy. We're a living, breathing part of this sacred rhythm, like a single note in an infinite symphony. It's a total shift from feeling separate to knowing we are one with it all. And then there's Dolores Cannon. Through her incredible mind-bending work, she described this inner power as this vast intelligence, which she called the subconscious or the higher self, that literally knows everything. Can you just imagine having direct access to a source that has all the answers you could ever need? That is the power we're talking about, and it lives inside you. Okay, so this brings up a huge question, right? If this amazing, all-knowing power is already inside of us, why do we feel so powerless so often? Why aren't we experiencing this incredible flow all the time? Well, the truth is, the flow is our natural state. It's our default setting. Think of it like a river. Its very nature is to move freely. Any blockages, any dams, they're not punishments from the universe. We, with our own thoughts and beliefs, are the ones who build the very dams that stop this beautiful natural current. So how exactly do we build these dams? It all boils down to our mindset. It's really a tale of two completely opposite ways of being that either slam the door on our power or swing it wide open. Let's put them side by side. I mean, the contrast is night and day, isn't it? On one side, you've got the blocked mind. Let's call it the ego. It's always striving, trying to control everything. It runs on fear and doubt. It loves to blame, and its focus is always on what's happening out there. But the flowing mind, the soul, is the complete opposite. It's all about surrender, trust, and forgiveness, and it's totally grounded in what's happening inside. It's the difference between forcing and allowing, between holding on for dear life and simply letting go. BK Shivani gives us a perfect, everyday example of one of these mental blocks. We get so wrapped up in what other people should be doing or what they should have said, we're literally walking around writing scripts for them in our own heads. And this obsession with everyone else completely distracts us from the only thing we actually have any control over, our own inner state, our own script. Okay, so we get it. We know the power is there, and we know we're the ones blocking it. So what do we actually do about it? How do we start tearing down that dam? Let's get into the practical, actionable stuff. So if we pull together all the wisdom from these incredible sources, it really boils down to 4 clear, super powerful steps we can take to open that channel and get back in touch with that divine flow. All right, let's walk through these. Step 1, and this comes from Joel Goldsmith, is to practice the presence. Just for a moment, multiple times a day, silently remember and acknowledge that kingdom of peace within you. That's it. Step 2, inspired by WayneDyer, is to surrender the outcome. This one's huge. Just let go of trying to control how and when things show up. Trust the flow. Then, step 3, a major point from Dolores Cannon, is to release the past. Forgive. You've got to let go of old karma and stop replaying those tired old stories. And finally, step 4, which we hear from both Dyer and BK Shivani, is to return to stillness. Find that quiet gap before your thoughts begin. That's the pause where you can finally write your own script and find real alignment. So, what happens when we actually start doing this stuff consistently? What does life really look like? What does it feel like when the channel is open and we start living in that divine flow? This right here, this insight from Dr. WayneDyer, is the ultimate game changer. The focus shifts completely. We stop chasing things out there. Instead, we work on our inner state of being. We stop trying to get love or peace or abundance, and we start focusing on becoming the energetic match for those things. And then the outside world just starts to reflect our inner reality right back to us. This really lays out a whole new way of living. Manifestation stops being this struggle, this forceful act of trying to bend the universe to your will. Instead, it becomes the effortless, natural result of your alignment. It's like a flower opening to the sun. It doesn't try to open, it just does, because that's its aligned nature. So, as we wrap this up, I want to leave you with this one question. We spend so much energy trying to become something else, to achieve some goal, to fix what we think is broken about ourselves. But what if all that striving? What if that's the block itself? What if your one, true, only task is to simply let go of all that noise and remember the power, the peace, and the absolute miracle that has been inside you all along?